What skills and experiences are you hoping to take away from this program? How does this align with personal and professional interests and goals? Well, the biggest experience I want to take away from this program is how the corporate world works. Personally, I really don't know anybody in my family that experienced the corporate world and how things runs. It's something that I want to overcome, as I see this as a challenge that I want to overcome, as I'm a little fearful of the corporate world, as this is the polar opposite of what I grew up in. Obviously, getting better knowledge about full stack development does sharpen my programming skills and bring this knowledge forward to a personal goal, which is my Pokemon Booster Pack project, which takes in the probability on which booster pack gets your money's worth and average return on investment on the booster pack. And showcasing this project results onto a website will get the attention of many Pokemon collectors like myself. How can websites or applications promote activism or support a community or a cause? Share specific example of a website that does this and why you picked it. One website that comes into mind is when a teenager from Seattle created a COVID-19 tracker website when COVID-19 was relatively new. This website probably had the biggest impact onto the world, as it showed the data on the effects of COVID-19 and has probably saved some lives in the process by exposing the dangers of COVID-19. The reason why I picked this one particularly is when people think of software engineers, they mostly think of these engineers on having zero impact on the world, and they don't really see someone's impact on someone's lives in terms of health. Like a doctor where it cures someone's sickness, people see them as helping people, but engineers are often seen as just creating code. But in this instance, this code most likely saved lives, as it let people know the impact of COVID-19. During the program, you will learn many concepts in a fast-paced environment. Students will work in groups to work through problems and projects. If you're unsure about a concept or run into a bug, how might you go about asking for help? Be specific. Who would you ask and why? How might you phrase your questions? If I ever run into a bug or I'm unsure about how a concept works, I would first ask a group mate in my group about the bug particularly. I would phrase it like this: I ran into a bug when I tried to implement this function or code. Beforehand, I had this code that ran and gave me this result. The reason I want to implement this function is to have this end goal be so and so. The reason I would ask group mates first is that most of the time they probably ran into the same bug or problem in the past, so always asking a roommate on how to fix this problem or bug is a good way to ask for help. In the program, interns are paired with an industry mentor from our partner companies. This mentor is a software engineer with years of experience in the field. What 3 questions would you ask your mentor and why? One of the questions that I would start off with is their day-to-day responsibilities. Often enough, software engineers are seen as only coders, but in reality they have team meetings with their project manager or have one-on-one conversations with their senior engineers about the stuff they worked on. The second question is, how does management value my opinion into the project? The big reason I would ask this question is often enough managers will have a certain vision on a project that might be different from yours, and so when you ask them to change a certain feature about a project that will benefit the project as a whole, would the project manager be willing to take in my opinion onto the project or have some sort of value in the project instead of just being a code monkey? Third question is how to overcome burnout and increase productivity. For me personally, I have experienced some sort of burnout, and when it comes to coding, where I would take a month break from school and would not code at all, which is problematic.